Welcome back to our channel, Coin Enthusiasts. In today's video, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1974 Liberty 1-cent coin, one of the most intriguing coins in U.S. numismatic history. Not only does this penny have historical significance, but its value extends far beyond its face value in certain cases. We're going to explore its history, rarity, value, and the legendary aluminum penny that shook the numismatic world. So sit tight and let's uncover the full story of the 1974 Lincoln cent. The 1974 Liberty 1-cent coin, also known as the Lincoln penny, was part of a long-standing tradition in U.S. coinage. This cent has featured the image of President Abraham Lincoln on the Obverse front since 1909, in honor of his 100th birthday. By 1974, Lincoln cents were firmly established as a staple in American currency. However, the 1970s were a time of significant economic turmoil, especially with rising copper prices. Copper was the main metal used in producing these cents, and by the early 1970s, the price of copper had skyrocketed. In 1974, the cost of producing a 1-cent coin in copper approached or even exceeded its face value, creating a dilemma for the U.S. Mint. It was costing more to produce a penny than what it was worth, leading to a search for an alternative material. This is where the famous aluminum penny experiment comes into play, which we'll discuss later. The 1974 penny maintained the traditional design that had been used for decades. The obverse features Victor David Brenner's iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln. This design had been admired for its simplicity and powerful symbolism of one of America's most revered presidents. The reverse of the coin shows the Lincoln Memorial, which had been part of the penny's design since 1959. The coin was made of 95% copper, with the remaining 5% composed of zinc. It weighed 3.11 grams, following the standard for Lincoln pennies up until 1982 when the composition would be changed due to the rising cost of copper. What truly makes the 1974 penny stand out in numismatic history is the secretive and controversial experiment to produce pennies out of aluminum. The U.S. Mint, facing the rising cost of copper, sought to find a more economical way to produce cents. After testing several metals, they decided to produce a batch of experimental pennies made from aluminum. In 1973, over 1.5 million of these aluminum pennies were struck, ready for circulation in 1974. These coins weighed only 0.93 grams, significantly lighter than the copper counterparts. However, despite the Mint's efforts, the aluminum penny was never officially circulated. The U.S. Congress and several interest groups, including the medical community, raised concerns about the aluminum coins. One concern was that the coins wouldn't be detectable by X-rays if swallowed by children. Another issue was that vending machine companies argued that their machines would not recognize or accept the new lighter coins. Ultimately, these concerns led to the aluminum penny being scrapped before it could officially be released. But here's where the story gets interesting. While the vast majority of the aluminum pennies were melted down and destroyed, a few survived. Some of these coins ended up in the hands of congressmen or mint officials, and for years their whereabouts were a mystery. These rare surviving 1974 aluminum pennies have become some of the most sought-after items in the world of numismatics. Let's talk about the value and rarity of the 1974 Liberty 1-cent coin. For the regular copper pennies, hundreds of millions were struck at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, meaning that they are not particularly rare. In fact, most 1974 copper pennies are only worth their face value, with some uncirculated or mint condition examples fetching a few cents to a couple of dollars at most from collectors. However, the real treasure lies in the aluminum versions. These elusive coins, which were never officially released into circulation, have sold for astonishing sums at auction. In 2014, one of these rare aluminum pennies was offered at auction and was expected to fetch up to $250,000 or more. Legal battles have surrounded the ownership of these coins, as the U.S. Mint still claims that they are government property. Despite this, these coins are considered some of the most valuable and rare pennies in existence. For a coin collector, owning one of the few remaining 1974 aluminum pennies is the holy grail of numismatics. These coins are worth far more than their weight in aluminum. They are pieces of history, wrapped in controversy, and surrounded by intrigue. Why is the 1974 Liberty 1-cent coin so significant, especially when millions of copper pennies from this year are in circulation? The answer lies in the broader context of economic changes, material shortages, and innovation within the U.S. Mint. The aluminum penny experiment represents a moment in time when the very fabric of U.S. coinage was on the verge of transformation. Moreover, the story of the aluminum penny sheds light on the complexities of producing currency. It's not just about the material, but about public acceptance, vending machine compatibility, medical concerns, and even government regulation. The 1974 Liberty 1-cent coin, in both its common copper form and its rare aluminum version, offers a fascinating glimpse into these challenges. For collectors, the value of these coins goes beyond their monetary worth. They represent a story, a tale of experimentation, controversy, and the ever-changing nature of money. The 1974 Liberty 1-cent coin is more than just a piece of metal. It's a piece of American history. Whether you're holding onto a copper penny or dreaming of finding one of the rare aluminum specimens, the 1974 penny reminds us that even the smallest coins can have a big story. Be sure to check your change. Who knows, maybe you'll stumble upon a rare coin that could change your fortune. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the history of the 1974 penny, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another video. Thanks for watching, and keep collecting those coins. Watch next. Rare coins that could be worth a fortune. Subscribe for more coin history and value insights. Hello, dear coin enthusiasts and history buffs. Today we are diving into the story of the 1979 Liberty 1-cent coin, a piece of American currency that not only holds historical significance but can also carry surprising value for collectors. Though it may seem like a simple penny, the 1979 Lincoln cent has a legacy, unique features, and hidden rarities that make it a standout in the Lincoln cent series. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just curious about what might be lurking in your spare change, stick around as we explore the full history, value, and worth of this fascinating coin. The 1979 Lincoln cent, also known as the 1979 Liberty 1-cent, was minted during an important era in U.S. economic history. The 1970s were a decade of economic uncertainty, marked by high inflation, the energy crisis, and significant shifts in monetary policy. By 1979, the U.S. was grappling with high inflation rates and economic turbulence. While pennies had long been a stable part of daily commerce, inflation was beginning to erode their purchasing power. Despite this, the penny featuring Abraham Lincoln on the obverse remained a powerful symbol of American values and history. The Lincoln cent series had begun in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, and it had quickly become one of the most recognizable coins in circulation. The D mint mark on the 1979 penny signifies that it was minted at the Denver Mint, which is known for producing high quantities of coins that serve the western regions of the United States. The Denver Mint has a storied history, and coins produced there are sought after by collectors, particularly when they feature errors or unique varieties. The obverse side of the 1979 penny features the familiar bust of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. His portrait of Lincoln has graced the penny since 1909, making it one of the longest-running designs in U.S. coinage. Around the bust, you'll find the inscriptions Liberty, the mint year 1979, and the motto I in God We Trust. On the reverse side, the coin features the Lincoln Memorial, a design that had been introduced in 1959 to replace the original wheat stalks motif. This reverse design was created by Frank Gasparo in honor of the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. It includes the inscriptions United States of America and the Latin phrase E Pluribus Unum, which translates to out of many one. The composition of the 1979 penny is made from 95% copper and 5% zinc, weighing 3.11 grams. This copper-heavy composition gives the penny its distinctive reddish-brown color and a heftier feel than modern pennies, which are primarily zinc. The copper composition remained standard until 1982, when the rising cost of copper led the U.S. Mint to change the composition of pennies to primarily zinc with a thin copper coating. Though the 1979 D penny was minted in large numbers, over 4.1 billion were produced, there are several factors that can make certain coins from this year far more valuable than others. One of the main attractions of the 1979 D penny for collectors is the possibility of finding error coins or high-grade examples. High-grade coins. A 1979 D penny in perfect condition, graded as mint state MS, can be worth significantly more than face value. Coins that were preserved without entering circulation, meaning they have no wear and retain their original mint luster, are much more desirable to collectors. A 1979 D penny graded MS 65 or higher can command impressive prices at auction, especially if the coin has sharp details and a pristine surface. Die varieties and errors. Errors in the minting process, while rare, are highly prized among collectors. Some common error types for the 1979 D penny include off-center strikes where the design is misaligned on the planchet, or die cracks which occur when the die used to strike the coins develops a flaw. Coins with such errors can range in value depending on the severity and visibility of the error. Another interesting variety to look out for is doubling on the obverse or reverse of the coin, where the lettering or design elements appear slightly doubled due to a misalignment in the striking process. Though less common, a doubled die error on a 1979 D penny could make it worth a significant premium. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty of how much a 1979 D Liberty 1-cent coin might be worth. The value of any coin depends largely on its condition, rarity, and any notable errors or varieties. Here's a detailed breakdown of its potential value. Circulated condition. For most 1979 D pennies that you might find in pocket change or circulation, the value is generally 1 cent. However, if the coin is in extremely fine XF condition, showing minimal wear and strong details, it might fetch around 0.05 to 0.10 from collectors looking to complete sets. Uncirculated condition mint state. Coins that are in uncirculated condition, meaning they have not entered circulation, and show no signs of wear, are worth considerably more. A mint state MS60 to MS63 1979 D penny can be valued at 1 to 3. However, in higher grades like MS65 or above, these pennies can be worth between 10 and 25. The highest graded examples, MS67 or higher, can command prices upward of 50 to 150 depending on the quality and collector demand. Error coins. As with many coins, the potential for finding an error can greatly increase the value of a 1979 D penny. For example, off-center strike errors or die cracks could make a coin worth anywhere from $25 to several $100 depending on the type and visibility of the error. Rare varieties like doubled dies or other striking anomalies can drive the price even higher in specialized auctions. Full red pennies. One of the most desirable qualities in an uncirculated Lincoln cent is a full red color. Copper coins tend to tone over time, developing brown or reddish-brown hues. A 1979 D penny that has retained its original red color and is graded MS67 or MS68 can be extremely valuable, with prices reaching $100 to $200 or more at auction. The 1979 D Lincoln cent is more than just a piece of copper-plated currency. It represents a specific period in American history, reflecting the economic challenges of the late 1970s and the enduring symbolism of Abraham Lincoln. For collectors, the 1979 D penny is an attractive coin because it offers a variety of interesting features, whether it's finding an error coin, a high-grade uncirculated penny, or simply adding a piece of Denver Mint history to a collection. Moreover, because the composition of pennies changed in the early 1980s, copper pennies like those from 1979 have become more desirable for collectors. The rising value of copper and the shift away from copper-based pennies make pre-1982 Lincoln cents an increasingly popular choice for both seasoned collectors and those new to the hobby. That's the complete story of the 1979 D Liberty 1-cent coin. While it might seem like an ordinary penny at first glance, its historical background, potential for valuable errors, and uncirculated varieties make it a coin worth exploring. Whether you're sifting through your spare change or purchasing coins from a dealer, The 1979 D penny is a great example of how even the most common coins can hold hidden value. If you found this video informative and helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on more deep dives into rare and valuable coins. Drop a comment below if you've come across any 1979 D pennies in your collection or if you have any questions about coin collecting. Hello, dear fellow coin collectors and history enthusiasts. Today, we're diving deep into the story of a coin that might seem like a regular penny at first glance but holds surprising potential for collectors: the 1983 D Liberty 1-cent coin. From its historical context to its hidden varieties and the value it holds today, this is one penny you don't want to overlook. By the end of this video, you'll understand why the 1983 D penny could be worth much more than just a cent in your pocket, especially if you know what to look for. The 1983 D Lincoln cent or Liberty 1 cent comes from an important time in U.S. coinage history. The early 1980s marked a significant transition for the penny's composition. Prior to 1982, pennies were made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, but due to rising copper prices, the U.S. Mint decided to reduce the cost of producing pennies. Starting in 1982, pennies began being made primarily of 97.5% zinc with a 2.5% copper plating. This was a major shift in American coinage, and the 1983 D penny is one of the early examples of this new composition. The D on the 1983 D penny stands for the Denver Mint, which produced this coin. Denver has long been one of the major mints in the U.S., and it's known for producing high quantities of coins for circulation across the western United States. In 1983 alone, over 6.4 billion pennies were minted at the Denver Mint, making it one of the most common coins from that year. But despite this high production number, not all 1983 D pennies are created equal, and certain varieties or era coins from this year can be worth far more than face value. The 1983 D penny continues the classic design that has defined the Lincoln cent for over a century. Obverse side, on the front of the coin, you'll see the portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner. This design has been used since 1909, when the Lincoln cent was introduced to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The inscription "Liberty" is to Lincoln's left, with the year 1983 and the mint mark D for Denver on the right. Above Lincoln's head is the familiar motto, "I in God we trust." Reverse side, the back of the 1983 D penny features the Lincoln Memorial designed by Frank Gasparo in 1959. This design was created to honor the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth and replaced the original wheat ears design that had been used since 1909. The reverse also bears the inscriptions "United States of America 1 cent" and the motto "E Pluribus Unum", which means "out of many, one." One interesting note about the Lincoln Memorial design is that if you look closely, you can see a tiny image of Lincoln sitting inside the memorial, adding an extra level of detail to the coin. As mentioned earlier, 1983 marks one of the early years of the new penny composition zinc core with a copper plating. The weight of the 1983 D penny is 2.5 grams, significantly lighter than the pre-1982 copper pennies, which weighed 3.11 grams. This change in weight and composition is important for collectors because it led to certain rare varieties, such as transitional errors, which we'll discuss in more detail shortly. The move from copper to zinc wasn't just a technical change, it reflected the broader economic challenges of the time. The early 1980s were marked by high inflation and rising commodity prices, and the U.S. Mint had to find ways to reduce the cost of coin production. The 1983 D penny is a key part of this shift, and it's a coin that bridges the gap between the old and new era of U.S. pennies. One of the most exciting aspects of collecting pennies from this era is the possibility of finding era coins or rare varieties, and the 1983 D penny is no exception. 1983 D double die reverse DDR. One of the most famous varieties from 1983 is the double die reverse DDR. This error occurs when the die used to strike the reverse side of the coin is misaligned, resulting in doubling of some design elements. On the 1983 D DDR, the doubling is most noticeable on the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America. This variety is highly sought after by collectors, and finding a 1983D DDR in high-grade condition can significantly increase its value. Transitional errors. While most 1983D pennies are made of zinc with copper plating, there are rare transitional error coins that were mistakenly struck on leftover copper planchets from 1982. These copper pennies weigh 3.11 grams, compared to the standard 2.5 grams for the zinc pennies. If you come across a 1983D penny that weighs more than usual, it could be a rare transitional copper penny, and such a coin can be worth a small fortune. Collectors should weigh any 1983D pennies they find to check for this rare error. If you discover a copper 1983D penny, it's worth having it professionally graded and authenticated, as it could be one of the rarest finds from this era. Let's talk about the all-important question: how much is the 1983D Liberty 1 cent really worth today? Like all coins, the value depends on several factors, including its condition, any errors or varieties, and whether it has been professionally graded. Circulated condition. In typical circulated condition, most 1983D pennies are only worth 1 cent. However, if the coin is in extremely fine XF condition, showing minimal wear and retaining strong details, it could be worth around 0.05 to 0.10. Uncirculated condition mint state. Uncirculated coins, those that have never been used in commerce and retain their original mint luster, can be much more valuable. A mint state MS60 to MS65 1983D penny might be worth 1 to 5 depending on the quality of the strike and the demand from collectors. In higher grades such as MS66 or MS67, these coins can command prices as high as 50 to 100. Double die reverse DDR. If you are lucky enough to find a 1983D double die reverse, the value skyrockets. A DDR penny in circulated condition can fetch anywhere from 50 to 150 depending on its grade. In uncirculated condition, a 1983D DDR could be worth 500 or more. High-grade examples that have been certified by a professional grading service are especially valuable to error coin collectors. Transitional copper penny. The rarest and most valuable 1983D penny is the transitional copper penny. If you find one, it could be worth thousands of dollars. A verified 1983D penny struck on a copper planchet can fetch $15,000 to $20,000 or more at auction, depending on its condition. This makes it one of the holy grails for Lincoln cent collectors from the 1980s. The 1983D Liberty 1 cent coin is more than just a common penny, it's a bridge between two important eras in U.S. coinage, and it offers the potential for collectors to uncover hidden treasures. From the shift in composition to the rare double die variety and the ultra-rare copper transitional pennies, the 1983D penny is a coin with layers of history and value. Even if you've never thought much about the pennies in your pocket, this coin serves as a reminder that the smallest pieces of currency can hold the biggest surprises. For collectors, it represents an opportunity to own a piece of U.S. monetary history that is not only historically significant but can also be financially rewarding. And that's the fascinating story of the 1983D Liberty 1 cent coin. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, this is one penny that's worth keeping an eye on. From the rare transitional errors to the valuable double die reverse, the 1983D penny proves that even the smallest coin can have immense worth. If you enjoyed this deep dive into coin collecting, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell for more videos on rare and valuable coins. Let me know in the comments if you've come across any 1983D pennies, or if you have any questions about your coin collection. Welcome back to our channel, coin collectors and enthusiasts. Today, we are diving into a fascinating piece of American numismatic history, the 1984D Liberty 1 cent coin. Whether you're a casual collector or an avid investor, this coin carries significant value both in terms of history and its potential worth in today's market. By the end of this video, you will know why the 1984D Liberty 1 cent is a coin to watch, especially if you're serious about growing your collection. The 1984D Liberty 1 cent coin comes from a long line of pennies in the United States, rooted in the famous Lincoln cent design, which began in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Since then, the coin has undergone a number of changes in composition and design, but the likeness of Lincoln remains a powerful symbol of American heritage. The D mint mark tells us that this particular coin was minted at the Denver Mint, one of the most prolific U.S. mints, known for its high-volume coin production. In 1984, both the Philadelphia and Denver mints produced millions of Lincoln pennies, but the Denver minted ones bearing the D mint mark are especially noteworthy due to their slightly lower mintage compared to the Philadelphia counterpart. By 1984, the composition of the penny had already shifted from its original copper base to a primarily zinc coin with a thin copper coating. This change occurred in 1982 due to the rising cost of copper. The 1984 D penny consists of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, a composition that makes post-1982 pennies lighter than their predecessors. While this change in metal may seem insignificant, it had important implications for the coin's durability and value in later years. The copper-coated zinc coins are more prone to wear, which makes high-quality, uncirculated 1984 D pennies rarer and consequently more valuable to collectors. The design of the 1984 D Liberty 1 cent features the familiar profile of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, with the word Liberty stamped to his right. The year 1984 and the D mint mark are also prominently displayed on this side. On the reverse, you have the classic depiction of the Lincoln Memorial, which was used on all Lincoln pennies from 1959 until 2008. The reverse design is a lasting tribute to Lincoln's legacy and the nation's commitment to his ideals. What makes the 1984 D penny particularly exciting for collectors is the presence of certain errors and anomalies that can dramatically increase the coin's value. One of the most famous error varieties for this coin is the double-ear Lincoln cent. In some specimens, Lincoln's ear appears to be double the highly sought-after error that can turn a penny worth just 1 cent into a coin valued at hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on its condition. The base value of a 1984 D penny is, of course, just 1 cent. However, its true worth can be much greater, depending on the condition and any special features the coin may have. Here's a breakdown of what makes the 1984 D penny potentially very valuable. Circulated condition. Most 1984 D pennies you will find in circulation are worth only their face value, or just slightly more if they are in good condition. However, even a circulated 1984 D penny in very fine VF or extremely fine XF condition can sell for a modest premium, especially to collectors looking to complete sets. Uncirculated condition MS60 to MS67. This is where the value can really start to increase. Uncirculated coins are those that have never been used in general commerce, retaining their original mint luster. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. Coins graded MS65 or higher can fetch anywhere between 2 to 25 depending on market demand. Error varieties. Double ear. The real treasure lies in error coins like the 1984 double ear Lincoln cent. In 2021, a high-grade specimen of the 1984 D double-ear penny was sold at auction for over $500. If you're lucky enough to come across one of these, make sure to have it professionally graded and appraised. Some of the finest examples in top condition can even go for as much as $3,000 or more. Proof versions. While the 1984 D penny wasn't produced as a proof coin, those were struck at the San Francisco Mint. Some pennies struck in Denver have been found in superb condition, with qualities that rival proof coins. These can command a much higher price among niche collectors who prize high-quality strikes. The 1984 D Liberty 1 cent is more than just a penny. It's a piece of American history, representing the technological and economic shifts of the 1980s. As part of the series of Lincoln cents, it continues the tradition of honoring one of the nation's most beloved presidents. Its potential for rare errors, such as the double-ear variety, adds a layer of intrigue that excites collectors worldwide. In terms of long-term investment, this coin demonstrates how even a seemingly common coin can become highly sought after due to unique characteristics or historical significance. The 1984 D penny is a great example of how patience and a keen eye can lead to big rewards in the world of coin collecting. So, there you have it. The 1984 D Liberty 1 cent may seem like an ordinary coin, but it's packed with history, potential value and significance. Whether you have one in your pocket change or stumble upon a rare double-ear variant, this is a coin that belongs in any serious collector's portfolio. Remember, the world of coin collecting is always evolving, and you never know what treasure you might find next. If you enjoyed learning about this coin, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more deep dives into rare and valuable coins. Leave a comment below if you have any 1984 D pennies or questions about your collection. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting! Don't forget to check out the links below for recommended coin collecting resources, tools for grading your coins, and the latest auction results on rare pennies like the 1984 D double-ear cent. Hello dear coin enthusiasts, and welcome back to another exciting episode where we dive into the fascinating world of coins. Today, we're taking a closer look at the 1986 Liberty 1 cent coin, also known as the Lincoln penny. Though it might seem like a simple coin, this penny has a rich history and a place in numismatic collections across the world. In this video, we'll explore the full history of the 1986 penny, its importance, and just how much it could be worth today. If you've ever wondered whether your 1986 Lincoln cent could be valuable, then stick around. This might surprise you. Before we jump into the specifics of the 1986 penny, it's important to understand the broader legacy of the Lincoln cent. The Lincoln penny has been a cornerstone of U.S. coinage since 1909, when it was first introduced to celebrate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin's iconic portrait of Lincoln on the Obverse front remains one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. By 1986, the Lincoln cent had already undergone several changes, including a shift in reverse design in 1959. When the wheat penny design was replaced with the Lincoln Memorial. Additionally, the metal composition of the coin was changed in 1982 from 95% copper to a copper-plated zinc core, reducing the cost of production. The 1986 penny is part of this ongoing evolution, but it remains deeply connected to the legacy of one of America's most admired figures, Abraham Lincoln. The design of the 1986 Lincoln penny followed the same format that had been in place since 1959. On the obverse, we have Brenner's iconic image of Abraham Lincoln. This depiction of Lincoln is widely praised for its simplicity and elegance, highlighting the enduring respect for the 16th U.S. president. The reverse of the 1986 penny, designed by Frank Gasparo, showcases the Lincoln Memorial. This design, introduced in 1959, was meant to commemorate the president and to align with the physical Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. If you look closely at the reverse, you can even see a tiny engraving of Lincoln sitting in the memorial, a small but meaningful detail that makes the design stand out. Now, let's talk about its composition. By 1986, the U.S. Mint had switched from copper-based pennies to a composition of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper plating. This change was due to the rising cost of copper, which had made it expensive to produce pennies using mostly copper. The 1986 penny weighs about 2.5 grams, compared to the 3.11 grams of the pre-1982 copper pennies. The 1986 penny was produced at 3 U.S. Mint locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Pennies struck at Philadelphia carry no mint mark, while those minted in Denver have the D mint mark under the date on the obverse side of the coin. The San Francisco Mint produced proof coins with the S mint mark, intended specifically for collectors. Production numbers for the 1986 penny were quite high, as with most Lincoln cents, since they were the primary small denomination coin used in everyday transactions. In total, more than 10 billion pennies were struck between the Philadelphia and Denver mints that year, making the 1986 penny relatively common in circulation. However, while most circulated pennies from 1986 are worth only their face value, certain mint state coins or proof coins can be worth significantly more, depending on their condition and rarity. Now let's get to the exciting part: what makes the 1986 Liberty 1 cent coin potentially valuable. While the majority of 1986 pennies are worth only a cent, some coins can be worth much more, particularly those that are in pristine condition, era coins, or special varieties. Let's explore these key categories of valuable 1986 pennies. 1. Mint state pennies. MS condition. Uncirculated or mint state coins that have never been used in everyday transactions can fetch a premium. For example, a 1986 Lincoln cent in MS67 condition high-grade mint state can be worth up to $50 or more, depending on demand and collector interest. The same applies to the Philadelphia minted pennies, though the value can vary slightly depending on the grading. 2. Proof coins. The San Francisco Mint produced proof pennies in 1986 that were sold in special proof sets. These coins are struck with extraordinary precision, resulting in a sharp, mirror-like finish. High-quality proof coins from 1986, graded as PR69 or PR70, can be worth anywhere from $5 to $20 or more, depending on the specific grade. 3. Error coins. This is where things get really interesting. Like other years, error pennies from 1986 can be extremely valuable. Errors occur during the minting process and can range from off-center strikes, die cracks, and double dies, to even more dramatic mistakes like coins missing entire sections of design. Error pennies are highly sought after by collectors due to their rarity and uniqueness. Double die errors. If you come across a 1986 penny with clear doubling of the date or lettering on either side of the coin, you may have a double die error, which can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars in higher grades. Off-center strike. If a 1986 penny is struck off-center, with part of the design missing, it's considered an error coin. The value of these coins depends on how far off-center the strike is, but these errors can sell for $50 to several $100s. 4. High-grade coins. Collectors are always searching for pennies that are in the best possible condition. If you have a 1986 penny that has been well preserved and has no visible wear, its value can increase substantially. High-grade coins are typically certified by third-party grading services like PCGS or NGC, which assign a numerical grade based on the condition of the coin. So, what is the 1986 Liberty 1-cent coin worth today? For the vast majority of 1986 pennies in circulation, their value remains at 1 cent. These coins are still widely available and often found in everyday pocket change. However, as we've discussed, certain examples, particularly those in mint condition, proof coins, and error coins, can be worth significantly more. Mint state MS67 or higher, in perfect or near perfect condition, a 1986 penny can be valued between $30 and $50. Proof coins PR69 or PR70. Proof versions of the 1986 penny can fetch between $10 and $20 or more, depending on the grade. Error coins. Depending on the type of error, 1986 pennies can be worth anywhere from $50 to over $1,000 in rare cases, particularly for dramatic minting errors. For serious collectors, finding high-grade or error versions of the 1986 penny represents both a valuable investment and a piece of numismatic history. While the 1986 penny may seem like just another Lincoln cent, its value in the world of numismatics goes far beyond its humble face value. This penny represents a pivotal moment in U.S. minting history, as the U.S. Mint continued to navigate the challenge of producing affordable yet durable coins. The switch to a copper-plated zinc composition was part of a broader effort to keep production costs down while maintaining the iconic image of Lincoln on the nation's most used coin. For collectors, the allure of the 1986 penny lies not only in its historical significance but also in the hunt for those rare, high-grade, or error coins that can turn a common penny into a valuable find. So, there you have it, the full history and value of the 1986 Liberty 1-cent coin. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or just curious about the coins you have lying around, it's always worth keeping an eye out for these fascinating pieces of history. Who knows? That 1986 penny you've held onto for years might be worth much more than you think. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1986 penny, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next video on rare and valuable coins. Watch next, Top 10 Most Valuable Pennies of the Last Century. Subscribe for more in-depth coin history and value insights. Welcome back to the channel, fellow coin enthusiasts and collectors. Today, we're going to explore one of the lesser-known but intriguing coins in the Lincoln cent series, the 1993 D Liberty 1 cent coin. At first glance, it might look like just another penny, but in the world of numismatics, every coin tells a story, and the 1993 D is no exception. We are about to take a deep dive into the history of this coin, its significance in American currency, and its potential value in today's collector market. Let's get started. The 1993 D Lincoln cent is part of a long-standing tradition of coins that bear the likeness of President Abraham Lincoln. First introduced in 1909 to mark the centennial of Lincoln's birth, the Lincoln cent has become a cultural and historical icon, symbolizing both the man himself and the values he stood for: liberty, unity, and justice. By 1993, Lincoln's cents had undergone numerous changes in composition and design, but the penny still remained a staple of U.S. currency. The D mint mark on the 1993 D penny signifies that it was minted at the Denver Mint, one of the major mints responsible for producing U.S. coins. Denver has a long and prestigious history of coin production, and the 1993 D penny is one of its many contributions to the rich history of U.S. numismatics. The early 1990s were marked by significant economic transitions in the U.S. as the country recovered from a recession and faced a rapidly globalizing economy. The year 1993 saw the signing of NAFTA, North American Free Trade Agreement, which had significant implications for trade and economics. While the penny itself is small in monetary value, it was still vital in everyday transactions. However, like many coins of this era, inflation began to question the practical use of pennies in circulation. By 1993, the composition of the penny had long since shifted from its original 95% copper makeup to a predominantly zinc core with a thin copper plating. The change, which occurred in 1982, made pennies lighter and cheaper to produce. This shift was driven by the rising cost of copper, which had made the production of copper-based pennies economically unsustainable. The 1993 D Liberty 1 cent coin, like other pennies produced after 1982, contains 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, weighing about 2.5 grams. While the material composition may not seem as glamorous as the pure copper pennies of the past, the design remained an enduring tribute to President Lincoln. The obverse side features the famous bust of Lincoln, designed by Victor D. Brenner, along with the inscription Liberty and the year 1993. The reverse showcases the Lincoln Memorial, a design created by Frank Gasparo in 1959 to honor the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Beneath the image of the memorial, you'll find the words United States of America and E Pluribus Unum. While the 1993 D penny was minted in large quantities, over 4.7 billion were produced, it is not without its special variants that attract the attention of collectors. Coins from this era are known for their potential to contain mint errors, and the 1993 D penny is no exception. One of the most famous types of mint errors associated with pennies from this period is off-center strikes or die cracks. While these errors are rare, they can significantly boost the value of a 1993 D penny. Collectors prize these flawed coins because they represent a unique moment in the minting process, turning an otherwise ordinary coin into a rare collectible. Another potential error variety for the 1993 D penny is a doubled die, a misalignment in the minting process that causes some of the letters or numbers on the coin to appear doubled. Though not as widely reported for the 1993 D specifically, doubled die errors from this era can fetch a significant premium in auctions, especially if found in uncirculated condition. The market value of a 1993 D Liberty 1 cent coin varies widely depending on its condition, rarity, and the presence of any errors. Here's a breakdown of the potential value. Circulated condition. Most 1993 D pennies found in pocket change or circulation are worth their face value, just 1 cent. However, coins in very good or extremely fine XF condition may fetch a small premium of 5 to 10 cents among collectors looking to complete date and min-mark sets. Uncirculated condition. Coins that have not entered circulation and retain their original mint luster can command a higher price. Mint state MS coins, especially those graded MS 65 or above, can be worth between 0.50 to 5 depending on demand and the overall market for Lincoln pennies. If you're lucky enough to find one in superb condition with a high grade of MS67 or MS68, its value could be higher. Error coins. The value of error coins, such as those with off-center strikes or doubled dies ***, can skyrocket, making them highly sought after by collectors. Depending on the severity and uniqueness of the error, these coins could range in value from $50 to several $100, especially in high-grade uncirculated condition. Error varieties are where you can really see the potential for turning a simple penny into a highly valuable collectible. Full red coins. One of the most valuable features in uncirculated Lincoln cents is their full red appearance. Lincoln cents can tone over time, developing a brown or reddish-brown hue. However, coins that retain their original red color, especially in higher mint state grades, are significantly more valuable. A 1993 D penny in full red MS67 condition can be worth anywhere from $25 to $50, and even more in some auctions. The 1993 D Liberty 1-cent coin might not be the rarest or most famous penny in the Lincoln cent series, but it holds significant value for both novice and experienced collectors alike. Its potential as a piece of history, combined with the chance of finding error coins or uncirculated gems, makes it a desirable addition to any collection. The Lincoln penny is iconic, not just because of its widespread use in American commerce, but because of the legacy it honors. Every penny minted with Lincoln's image is a reminder of the enduring principles of liberty and equality that he championed. The 1993 D penny, despite its modern composition and seemingly common appearance, is a piece of that tradition. In today's market, finding a 1993 D penny in high grade or with a rare error could yield a surprising financial reward. And as time goes on, even more common pennies from this era may appreciate in value as collectors seek to complete their collections. That wraps up our exploration of the 1993 D Liberty 1-cent coin. As we've seen, this coin is more than just pocket change, it's a piece of American history, with the potential for high value if you know what to look for. Whether you're searching through your spare change or buying from reputable dealers, always be on the lookout for error coins or high-grade examples that could be worth far more than just a penny. If you found this video informative and helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video on rare and valuable coins. Comment down below if you've come across a 1993 D penny in your collection, or if you have any questions about coin collecting in general. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting! Welcome back to the channel, all you coin collectors and history enthusiasts. Today we are taking a closer look at a seemingly ordinary coin that has an extraordinary story behind it, the 1996 Lincoln Liberty 1-cent coin. We will be digging into its history, exploring its design features, and, most importantly, revealing its true value and how it could be worth far more than its face value of just 1 cent. If you're curious to know what makes the 1996 penny unique and why it's important for your coin collection, stay tuned because this is one episode you don't want to miss. The Lincoln cent has been a staple of American coinage for over a century, first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first time a U.S. president appeared on a circulating coin, and Lincoln's portrait has since become one of the most recognizable designs in U.S. currency. This iconic series has undergone a few changes over the years, but the 1996 penny remains part of a significant era in its evolution. By the time the 1996 Lincoln cent was minted, it had already been through some major transformations, most notably the change in composition that occurred in 1982. From its inception in 1909 until 1982, the penny was made primarily of 95% copper. However, due to the rising cost of copper, the U.S. Mint decided to switch to a zinc core coated in a thin layer of copper. The 1996 penny followed this modern composition, with 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper plating. While 1996 might not stand out as a landmark year in the history of the Lincoln cent, it holds its own significance for several reasons. 1. A period of stability in U.S. coinage. The 1990s were a time of relative consistency for U.S. coin designs. The Lincoln cent had retained the same core design for decades, symbolizing stability and continuity in American coinage. The 1996 penny is one of the last coins struck before the Lincoln Memorial reverse design was retired in 2008. 2. Economic context. The economy in the mid-1990s was booming, and pennies were being minted in large quantities to keep up with everyday transactions. Even though inflation had reduced the penny's purchasing power, it remained an important part of the U.S. monetary system, especially in pricing and commerce. 3. Minting at multiple locations. The 1996 Lincoln cent was minted at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, with the Denver minted coins bearing a D mintmark and the Philadelphia minted coins having no mintmark. The high mintage numbers in both facilities make the coin common in circulation, but as we'll see later, condition and specific errors can significantly increase their value. The obverse front of the 1996 Lincoln cent, like every Lincoln penny since 1909, features a right-facing profile of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner. Lincoln's image serves as a reminder of his crucial role in American history, particularly during the Civil War and the abolition of slavery. The inscription above Lincoln's head reads, "I in God we trust," with the word liberty to his left and the year 1996 to his right. The reverse back of the coin features the Lincoln Memorial design by Frank Gasparo. This reverse design had been in use since 1959, replacing the earlier wheat ears design. The Lincoln Memorial serves as a tribute to both Lincoln's legacy and the nation's commitment to unity and equality. If you look closely at the center of the memorial on the coin, you can see a tiny depiction of Lincoln seated inside, mirroring the famous statue located in the actual memorial in Washington, D.C. The simplicity of the design belies the rich symbolism that these images carry. Lincoln stands for freedom, perseverance, and the strength of the American spirit, qualities that are still highly revered today. The 1996 Lincoln cent was produced in large quantities, with a total mintage of over 6 billion coins across both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. The exact numbers break down as follows. Philadelphia mint, approximately 6,609,190,000 pennies were struck without a mintmark. Denver mint, approximately 6,510,795,000 pennies were struck with the D mintmark. Given these astronomical mintage figures, the 1996 Lincoln cent is extremely common in circulation today. However, as is always the case with coins, rarity and value are closely tied to condition and varieties. Even a coin with a mintage in the billions can become highly valuable if it has specific qualities that set it apart from the rest. Even though the 1996 Lincoln cent may seem like a common coin, there are a few varieties and errors that can significantly increase its value to collectors. These are the types of coins you should be looking for. 1. 1996 Double Die Obverse DDO. Although no major double die varieties have been confirmed for the 1996 penny, collectors are always on the lookout for subtle doubling on the obverse of the coin. Any doubling on the lettering, Lincoln's profile, or the date could make the coin far more valuable. Even minor doubling can increase the value by several times its face value. 2. Off-center strikes. Off-center strike errors are caused when the planchet, the blank metal disc, is not properly aligned with the dies during minting. This results in a coin that is struck off-center, with part of the design missing. Off-center errors can be highly valuable, with the worth depending on how much of the design is affected. Coins that are off-center by 5% to 50% can fetch prices ranging from $20 to several $100 depending on condition and how much of the date is visible. 3. Die cracks and cuds. Over time, the dies used to strike coins can develop cracks or defects, which appear as raised lines or blobs of metal on the coin's surface. These errors are sought after by collectors and can add value to the coin. The larger or more noticeable the die crack or cud, the higher the potential value. 4. Clipped planchet. A clipped planchet occurs when a portion of the blank coin is missing before the coin is struck. This error can result in a coin with a curved clip along its edge. Clipped planchets are less common than other mint errors, making them highly collectible. Depending on the size and placement of the clip, a 1996 Lincoln cent with a clipped planchet could be worth anywhere from $50 to $200. Now, let's dive into the valuation of the 1996 Lincoln cent, one of the most critical aspects of this coin. The value of the 1996 penny varies depending on its condition and whether it has any errors or varieties. 1. Circulated coins. Most 1996 pennies found in circulation today are worth only their face value 1 cent. However, even these common coins are an important part of a collector's set, especially when trying to complete a full series of Lincoln cents. 2. Mint state examples MS66 and MS67, coins that have never entered circulation and remain in pristine condition are classified as mint state MS. A 1996 penny in MS66 grade can be worth around 5 to 10, while a coin graded MS67 can be worth 50 to 100 or more. The higher the grade, the rarer the coin becomes, driving up its value. 3. Error coins. As mentioned earlier, error coins such as off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or die cracks can greatly increase the coin's value. For example, an off-center 1996 penny could be worth anywhere from 20 to 150 or more depending on the severity of the error and its condition. 4. Proof coins. While the 1996 Lincoln cent was not struck in proof at the Denver Mint, the San Francisco Mint produced proof versions of the coin for collectors. Proof coins are known for their mirror-like finishes and sharp details. A 1996 proof penny graded as PR69 Deep Cameo can fetch 20 to 50, with higher grades commanding even more. While the 1996 Lincoln cent may not be the rarest coin in circulation, it has long-term investment potential for several reasons. 1. High-grade coins. Over time, fewer and fewer 1996 pennies will remain in mint condition as coins naturally wear down in circulation. High-grade, uncirculated examples will become increasingly rare, driving up their value. 2. Error varieties. Error coins, especially those with significant flaws, will always be in demand among collectors. The rarity of certain errors makes them highly valuable, and their worth is likely to increase as fewer examples remain available. 3. Collectible status. The Lincoln cent is an enduring symbol of American history. Welcome back, fellow coin enthusiasts and collectors. Today, we're diving into the intriguing world of the 1997 D Liberty 1 cent coin. While it may seem like just another penny to the untrained eye, there are details about this coin that make it worthy of attention. From its rich historical background to its importance in modern coinage, this penny holds more value than you might expect. Stick around to learn all about the 1997 D Lincoln cent, its key features, varieties, and most importantly, its hidden monetary worth. The 1997 D Liberty 1 cent coin, also known as the 1997 D Lincoln cent, was minted at the Denver Mint, one of the most prolific and well-known mints in the United States. The coin belongs to the Lincoln Memorial Cent series, which ran from 1959 to 2008, commemorating President Abraham Lincoln, who played a pivotal role in shaping American history. The design on the Lincoln cent dates back to 1909, when it was introduced to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse front of the coin has remained relatively unchanged since its inception. The Lincoln Memorial on the reverse back was added in 1959 to honor Lincoln's legacy further. The 1997 D penny continues this rich tradition, embodying the essence of America's values and history. The letter D on the coin indicates that it was produced at the Denver Mint, one of the 4 major mints in the United States. In 1997, over 4.6 billion pennies were struck at the Denver Mint alone. Given this high mintage, you might think the 1997 D penny is common, but as we will explore later, certain varieties or errors can make this seemingly ordinary coin significantly more valuable. Let's start by looking at the design features of the 1997 D Liberty 1 cent coin, which continued the long tradition of the Lincoln penny series. Obverse front. The obverse of the 1997 D penny features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, which has appeared on the penny since 1909. The word Liberty is inscribed to Lincoln's left, while the date 1997 and the mintmark D are displayed to the right. Above Lincoln's head, the national motto "I in God We Trust" appears. Reverse back. The reverse design features the Lincoln Memorial, which was introduced in 1959 to replace the original wheat ears design. Created by Frank Gasparo, the Lincoln Memorial design lasted until 2008, after which the Lincoln Bicentennial Series took over in 2009. Inscriptions on the reverse include United States of America along the top, 1 cent at the bottom, and the Latin motto E Pluribus Unum across the middle. If you look closely at the center of the memorial, you can even see a tiny figure of Lincoln seated inside a small but significant detail. By 1997, the composition of the penny had already shifted from its traditional 95% copper and 5% zinc blend, which had been the standard until 1982, to the 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper-plated composition that remains in use today. This transition happened as a result of rising copper prices in the late 20th century, forcing the U.S. Mint to find a more cost-effective way of producing pennies. The 1997 D Liberty 1 cent coin weighs approximately 2.5 grams, making it noticeably lighter than older, pre-1982 pennies, which weighed 3.11 grams. This shift in composition and weight is a significant part of the history of U.S. pennies and reflects broader economic changes in the U.S. at the time. One of the most exciting aspects of collecting pennies from the late 20th century is the potential to find error coins or rare varieties. While the 1997 D penny is a common coin, certain errors or varieties can make a specific coin worth much more than its face value. Double die varieties. One of the most sought-after errors in the coin world is the double die variety, where some design elements are struck twice, resulting in visible doubling on parts of the coin. While no major double die errors are widely known for the 1997 D penny, it's always a good idea to examine your pennies closely for any signs of doubling, especially on the inscriptions Liberty, or I in God We Trust. Off-center strikes. Another type of error that can add value to a 1997 D penny is an off-center strike, where the coin's design is not properly centered during the minting process. Off-center strikes are highly collectible and can fetch prices ranging from $50 to $200 depending on the degree of the error and the condition of the coin. Die cracks and cuds. Look for die cracks or cuds which occur when part of the minting die cracks or breaks off, resulting in a raised line or area on the coin. These types of errors are less dramatic but still add value, particularly for collectors who specialize in error coins. If you come across any unusual features on a 1997 D penny, it's worth having the coin professionally evaluated by a grading service to determine its rarity and value. Now, let's dive into the all-important question: what is the 1997 D Liberty 1 cent coin worth today? Like all coins, its value depends on factors such as condition, rarity, and demand. Circulated condition. In circulated condition, most 1997 D pennies are worth their face value of 1 cent. However, if a coin is in extremely fine XF condition or better, meaning it has little wear and retains sharp details, its value might range from 0.05 to 0.10. Uncirculated condition. Uncirculated coins, which have never been used in circulation and retain their original mint luster, are significantly more valuable. A mint state MS60 to MS65 1997 D penny can be worth 1 to 5 depending on its grade and market demand. Higher grade coins, such as those in MS66 or MS67, can command prices of 10 to 20 or more. Error coins. As mentioned earlier, any 1997 D penny that displays an error, such as an off-center strike, double die variety, or die crack, can be worth much more. Depending on the severity of the error and the coin's condition, error pennies from 1997 can range in value from $50 to $500. It's important to note that while the 1997 D penny is not considered an especially rare coin, finding a high-grade example or one with a minting error can make it a valuable addition to any collection. Professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can help authenticate and grade your coins, giving you a better understanding of their true value. The 1997 D Liberty 1 cent coin may not be the rarest or most talked about penny, but it holds an important place in U.S. coinage history. It's a representation of the penny's ongoing evolution and the economic challenges of the time, as the U.S. Mint adapted to rising metal costs. For collectors, it offers an accessible yet fascinating opportunity to explore varieties, errors, and high-grade coins that can hold surprising value. Even though billions of these coins were minted, finding one in pristine condition or with an error can turn this everyday penny into a valuable collectible. Whether you're just starting out in coin collecting or are a seasoned numismatist, the 1997 D penny is a coin worth considering. And that wraps up our deep dive into the 1997 D Liberty 1-cent coin. Whether you are combing through your pocket change or sorting through a collection, keep an eye out for these small but significant details. You never know when you might find an error coin or high-grade penny that's worth far more than its face value. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare and valuable coins, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell for more insights into the world of coin collecting. Let me know in the comments if you've come across any interesting 1997 D pennies or other collectible coins. I would love to hear your stories. Welcome back, coin enthusiasts. Today, we are uncovering the history and value of a coin that many people overlook but holds untapped potential: the 1998 Liberty 1-cent coin. This coin is part of the legendary Lincoln Cent series, one of the most iconic coin series in U.S. history. While it might seem like just another penny at first glance, the 1998 Lincoln Cent has much more to offer when you dive into its story and the hidden value that collectors are eager to discover. Stick around as we reveal everything from its historical background to its worth in the collector's market today. The 1998 Lincoln Cent or Liberty 1-cent is a continuation of the series that began in 1909, commemorating the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The Lincoln Cent is one of the longest-running coin series in American history, and its iconic design has been a familiar sight for generations. The coin was first designed by Victor David Brenner, whose famous bust of Lincoln on the Obverse side has become one of the most enduring portraits in American numismatics. By the time the 1998 penny was minted, the Lincoln Cent had already gone through several changes in composition and design. From its original 95% copper composition, the penny's material was changed to predominantly zinc in 1982, with only a thin layer of copper plating to maintain its familiar appearance. This change was made to reduce production costs, as copper had become too expensive for continued use in pennies. The 1998 Liberty 1-cent, minted in both Philadelphia No Mint Mark and Denver D Mint Mark, is notable for being part of the Lincoln Memorial reverse design era, which lasted from 1959 to 2008. It also represents the tail end of the 20th century, a time when the U.S. economy was transitioning into the digital age, and physical currency, though still widely used, was starting to face competition from credit and electronic transactions. The 1998 Lincoln Cent retains the classic design that has been a cornerstone of American coinage for decades. On the obverse side, you will find the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, with the words Liberty to his left and the mint year 1998 stamped on the right. Beneath the date is the mint mark, either No Mark for Philadelphia or a D for Denver minted coins. On the reverse side, you have the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959 to replace the earlier wheat stalks motif. The reverse also bears the inscriptions United States of America and the Latin phrase E Pluribus Unum, meaning out of many one. The composition of the 1998 penny follows the post-1982 standard, 97.5% zinc with a 2.5% copper plating. This made the penny lighter and cheaper to produce, but it also meant that high-quality, uncirculated versions of the coin would become more valuable over time, as the zinc core is more susceptible to damage than the earlier copper pennies. As with many modern coins, the 1998 Lincoln Cent has its share of varieties and errors that have attracted attention from collectors. The most famous error variety for this year is the wide AM reverse variety. The wide AM variety refers to a misalignment in the lettering on the reverse side of the coin, where the letters A and M in America are spaced further apart than usual. The wide AM variety is most often found on pennies from Philadelphia, but rare examples exist for Denver minted coins as well. This error occurred because a reverse die intended for proof coins was accidentally used to strike business strike pennies. Collectors love this variety because it represents a rare mistake in the minting process, and finding a 1998 wide AM Lincoln cent in high-grade condition can be highly profitable. These varieties are not common in circulation, but they do show up, so keep an eye out. So how much is a 1998 Liberty 1 cent really worth? Like most coins, the value varies greatly depending on its condition, rarity, and any errors or varieties it might have. Circulated condition. In general circulation, most 1998 Lincoln cents are worth just their face value 1 cent. However, collectors may pay a small premium for pennies in extremely fine XF or about uncirculated AU condition. These could fetch 0.10 to 0.25 in the right market, particularly for those looking to complete a date and mintmark set of Lincoln cents. Uncirculated condition MS60 to MS67, uncirculated coins, which have never been used in everyday transactions and retain their original mint luster, can be much more valuable. Coins graded mint state MS by professional grading services range from 1 to 5 for lower uncirculated grades. High-grade coins, such as MS67 or higher, can command prices as high as 50 or more depending on market demand. Wide AM variety. This is where the real value of the 1998 penny can shine. A wide AM penny from 1998 in circulated condition can be worth anywhere from 10 to 50 depending on the grade. If you find a wide AM penny in uncirculated condition, it could be worth 100 or more, especially in higher grades like MS65 or MS66. Collectors who specialize in error coins are willing to pay a significant premium for these rare varieties. Full red coins. A special category for Lincoln cents is full red coins, those that retain their original reddish copper color, as opposed to the more common brown or reddish brown tones that develop over time. A 1998 Lincoln cent in full red MS67 condition can be worth between 25 and 100 depending on the overall condition and market demand. The 1998 Lincoln cent might seem common at first glance, but it holds a special place in the history of U.S. coinage. It's a symbol of continuity, bridging the gap between the 20th and 21st centuries as the Lincoln cent moved towards the new millennium. With the wide AM variety and the potential for finding coins in exceptional condition, the 1998 penny presents exciting opportunities for collectors to discover hidden treasures. The Lincoln cent series is one of the most collected coin series in U.S. history, and every year offers unique possibilities. The 1998 Lincoln cent, with its errors, uncirculated varieties, and collectible potential, is a prime example of why even a simple penny can be worth far more than face value to the right collector. And there you have it, the full history, value, and worth of the 1998 Liberty 1 cent coin. Whether you're searching your pocket change for a wide AM error or looking to add an uncirculated 1998 penny to your collection, this coin is a great reminder that even the most unassuming pieces of currency can hold significant value. Remember, coin collecting is all about the thrill of the hunt and the stories behind each coin. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell for more insights into rare and valuable coins. Let us know in the comments if you found any 1998 pennies or if you have any questions about your own coin collection.